Hi guys, how are you today? Welcome back to my channel, Adventures in America. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, I'm going to provide you some important updates for the latest travel restrictions starting December 3. Because of the Omicron variant, the Philippines will impose travel restrictions against several countries. Now, the Philippine government imposed another restriction starting December 3rd for all other countries not included in the red list or the travel ban. Please take note, this is only for all eligible passengers. Now, for all fully vaccinated eligible passengers, you will have to present a 72-hour negative test prior to departure from the country of origin. Now, upon arrival, you shall undergo facility-based quarantine with a 5th-day RT-PCR test before it was the 3rd day, and now must self-quarantine up to the 14th day of arrival. Also, for unvaccinated eligible passengers, it is now required that you must produce a 72-hour negative test prior to departure from the country of origin. Previously, it is not required. Also, for unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or vaccination cannot be verified, here is the facility-based quarantine requirement. Pre-booked hotel of 8 days, and you must stay in a facility-based hotel up to the 7th day, and your testing will be done on the 7th day. Also, you must quarantine until the 14th day of your arrival. The protocols for minor children are the same before, but I'm just going to show you the requirement here. The testing and quarantine protocols of minors shall follow the testing and quarantine protocols of parent or guardian regardless of minor's vaccination status. According to the Interagency Task Force, effective November 30, the Philippines will close its borders, and the foreign tourists from Green Lane countries will not be allowed to enter anymore, and the visa on arrival for these foreign tourists will be temporarily suspended. Now, let's talk about the travel ban effective December 1st. These are based on the resolution from the Interagency Task Force and the Bureau of Immigration press release from December 1 to December 15. These are the list of countries included in the travel ban. So, if you are an eligible passenger but you have been in these countries in the last 14 days, you will be barred entry in the Philippines. The inbound international travel of all persons, regardless of vaccination status, coming from red list countries within the last 14 days prior to arrival to any port of the Philippines shall not be allowed. However, there are exceptions to the travel ban. First, only Filipinos returning to the country via government-initiated repatriation and bayanihan flights may be allowed entry subject to the prevailing entry, testing, and quarantine protocols for red list countries. Now, there are 14 days of quarantine for these countries. Now, let me talk about the latest Bureau of Immigration press release regarding 100% passport inspection and travel history of all eligible passengers. Morente added that in the same resolution, the IATF suspended the reopening of the country's borders to foreign tourists. The IATF deemed it necessary to suspend the entry of foreign tourists given worldwide concerns over the Omicron variant. For now, the current general travel restrictions stand. Only Filipinos, balikbayan, and those with long-term visas from green and yellow list countries may be allowed entry. Also, for his part, he reminded airline companies to carefully inspect the document of travelers prior to boarding to ensure that only those allowed entry may fly to the country. We are conducting 100% passport inspection to ensure that we see the complete travel history of the arriving passengers, said Capulong. He warned that aliens who are inadmissible but were allowed to board will be denied entry and will warrant a penalty to the airline. Please take note that starting December 1st, all eligible passengers from green lane countries and yellow lane countries must follow the yellow lane protocols. Now, who are allowed to enter starting December 1st? Who are allowed to travel? Filipinos have the right to travel. You needed to present your proof of Filipino citizenship, such as a Philippine passport. However, there are Filipinos whose passport has been lost, damaged, or expired. There is actually a relief or a remedy, so Filipinos without Philippine passport can travel to the Philippines by obtaining a travel document from Philippine Consulate abroad for emergency use. Please remember that this travel document is only allowed for applicants who cannot be issued a Philippine passport and have an emergency travel to the Philippines, such as due to medical or legal reasons or death in the family. This is only a one-time use travel document, and it's only good for 30 days from its issuance. So this is only a one-way ticket to the Philippines, and if you needed a Philippine passport, you must apply once you arrive in the Philippines. Another set of passengers are dual citizens. Dual citizens are Filipinos who have acquired a foreign citizenship and at the same time reacquired Filipino citizenship. You actually have two options. If you don't have your Philippine passport, you can present your dual citizenship documents. Another type of passengers are former Filipinos. These are Filipinos who have been naturalized in a foreign country. That means that your Filipino citizenship is renounced upon foreign naturalization. In addition, former Filipinos in possession of Philippine passport becomes void because you are no longer a Filipino. Another important information to remember is that former Filipinos can still travel to the Philippines through the Balikbayan visa. If you are a former Filipino and you still have a valid Philippine passport, does that make you a dual citizen? The answer is no. Former Filipinos who are in possession of an expired or valid Philippine passport after becoming a foreign citizen does not make you a dual citizen. Please remember this. There is actually a special privilege granted to former Filipinos. Former Filipinos can travel to the Philippines through the Balikbayan visa program, and you can avail this visa upon arrival in the Philippines. In addition, Balikbayan visa is free and you must proceed to Filipino lane upon arrival at the immigration. You need to ask immigration that you will be availing of Balikbayan visa. Also, in addition, you will be granted Balikbayan visa, which is valid for 1 year upon arrival in the Philippines. Now, former Filipinos can travel alone or with family members such as a spouse or children. Now, if a former Filipino will be traveling together with foreign spouse or foreign children, both spouse or children can avail of Balikbayan visa and stay in Philippines visa-free for 1 year. The foreign spouse or foreign children traveling together with former Filipino must have a return or onward ticket. Also, foreign spouse or children must have a valid passport for at least 6 months and beyond. Now, here are the immigration entry requirements for former Filipinos. Your foreign passport plus your Philippine passport, old or valid, or your foreign passport and authentic birth certificate, or your foreign passport plus naturalization certificate, or if adopted, your foreign passport and your certificate of adoption. Now, for former Filipinos or Filipinos traveling with their foreign spouse, the foreign spouse must present their foreign passport plus authentic marriage certificate. If traveling with a foreign child, foreign passport plus authentic birth certificate. For adopted child, foreign passport plus adoption certificate. Now, let's talk about another set of eligible passengers, foreign spouse not traveling with Filipino spouse. And I mean these are native foreign spouse, not former Filipinos. You must have a 9A visa from a Philippine consulate, and your passport must be valid for at least 6 months and beyond. You must also have a return or onward ticket. In addition, the Filipino spouse must be in the Philippines at the time of your intended travel. Now, what are the immigration requirements for a foreign spouse? First, you must present an authentic marriage certificate. The immigration will not accept copies or fake documents. Now, let's talk about native foreign parent with Filipino child in Philippines. First, you must have a valid 9A visa, and second, passport must be valid for at least 6 months and beyond, and third, you must have a return or onward ticket. In addition, the Filipino child must be in the Philippines at the time of your intended travel. Now, what are the entry requirements for foreign parent with Filipino child in the Philippines? First, you must have an authentic birth certificate of the child to prove filiation. Otherwise, you will not be allowed entry. Always present authentic or original documents to the immigration. Now, there's another set of passengers who are temporary visitors to the Philippines. There was a press release from the Bureau of Immigration issued on October 5th, and it provided the guidelines for temporary visitors. However, there are strict requirements, and Philippine consulates abroad won't issue visas for temporary visitors. You must have a 9A visa and an entry exemption document, which is impossible to obtain. In addition, the reasons must be for business, for humanitarian, and for meritorious reasons. But I haven't seen anyone granted this visa. Now, here are the foreign nationals who are allowed to travel, but you must have a valid and existing visa. First, Special Resident Retirees Visa or holders of SRRV visa. The SRRV visa can be applied at the Philippines under the Philippine Retirement Authority. Other set of foreign nationals allowed are holders of Philippine immigrant visas, holders of a 13A, 13B, 13C, 13D, 13E, and 13G visas. Other set of foreign nationals allowed are accredited foreign government and international organization officials and their dependents. Another set of passengers are foreign airline crew members. Another set of passengers allowed are foreign seafarers with 9C visa. Now, here are the steps prior to departure. The first step is to register or fill out the Onehealthpass registration a few days before travel and get the transaction number. For step 2, you must pre-book a hotel for non-overseas Filipino workers and foreign nationals. For OFWs, you will be sponsored and everything is paid for by OWA. Now, for step 3, you must have a 72-hour negative test prior to departure from the country of origin. For step 4, you must update the Onehealthpass on the day of your departure. Print or screenshot the QR code. Of course, the first step is to present your Onehealthpass QR code to the Bureau of Quarantine personnel for verification and apply for shortened quarantine hotel if applicable. Step 2 is to present the Onehealthpass for arrival and hotel assignment. Now, step 3 is you needed to proceed to the Bureau of Immigration for arrival clearance, baggage claim, and customs inspection. Step 4 is to take the accredited transport service for all non-overseas Filipino workers and foreigners or foreign nationals, and no private vehicles will be allowed to take you at the quarantine facility hotel. Now, here are the protocols at the quarantine facility. First, you must present your Onehealthpass QR code at the hotel to confirm check-in. Now, for day 3, day 5, or day 7, you must present your QR code for RT-PCR test. And then step 3 is to register for ECIF and pay for the swab test. Now, for step 4, while waiting for the results, coordinate with the local government unit for additional requirements. Now, if you test negative, you will need to present your QR code and BOQ certificate at hotel reception for check-out. Now, if you test positive, you will be subjected to medical management or hospital admission. For overseas Filipino workers and their spouse, parents, or children traveling with them vaccinated in the Philippines or abroad, the proof of vaccination that will be acceptable will be the digital or physical vaccination certificate of the foreign government where they were vaccinated without the need for the reciprocity agreement. Now, for non-overseas Filipino workers vaccinated in the country or abroad, or foreigners vaccinated in the Philippines, these are the acceptable proof of vaccination. VaxCert Digital Vaccination Certificate or Bureau of Quarantine World Health Organization issued ICV, or the National or State Digital Certificate of the foreign government where they were vaccinated, which has accepted VaxCert under a reciprocal agreement. Now, for foreign nationals vaccinated abroad, World Health Organization issued ICV or National or State Digital Certificate of the foreign government which has accepted VaxCert PH. For those of you who are asking, because there's no national digital COVID certificate in the US, what is the acceptable proof of vaccination? The CDC card is considered acceptable, and also the ICV yellow card. Now, here are the standard health protocols for all eligible passengers. First, 72-hour negative test prior to arrival in the Philippines. And second, foreign nationals, including former Filipinos, must pre-book a hotel quarantine. You must also register through the Onehealthpass and fill out the Traze App for contact tracing. In addition, you must also register for the ECIF for COVID testing, PADLAB for foreign airline passengers, and PAL ECIF for Philippine airline passengers. For overseas Filipino workers, you must register through the Red Cross for COVID testing. Also, you must wear a face mask and a face shield. Now, if you have already booked your flights between December 1st until the end of December, please share your travel experience below and let us know what you think of the travel restrictions. So let me know your thoughts regarding the current travel restrictions. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, and if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, and if you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.